Hi. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video over here. 7k views is a lot more than I expected, to be completely honest. Especially since this is very different from my normal content. I was expecting no more than 1,000, honestly. Anyway, this is part 2 of reacting to the top posts of each Genshin main subreddits. As a reminder, we'll be playing a little game together where you and I both predict what will be the top posts and we'll tally it up at the end. Before we start, I need to make a quick correction to what I said last video. Next week we'll be looking at 1.1 to 1.6. So Zhongli and Childe to whenever Kazuha came out. Yeah, I was wrong. I forgot Klee and Venti. So we'll be going from 1.0's limited characters to 1.6 with Kazuha. Alright, without further ado, let's just jump into it. Alright, first we got r/Venti. I know I said I'd be doing mains, but for some reason, Venti mains is not a subreddit. And apparently some of the members on this one were questioning what happened to it and nobody really has an answer. So I'll just be doing this one instead. Alright, for top post, I really want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I think it's going to be sus fan art. I know a lot of people really want his Archon skin, and that makes me very... Anyway, let's see what Green Astolfo has for us in store. Just like the start of last week's video, I'm left a little befuddled. 25,000 versus 2,000. Alright, let's move on. Next we got terrorism mains. I remember Klee was super memed back then, even before the game came out. During the third beta, everyone's trying to get her because if I remember correctly, they let us play her story quests and she was the only character who threw bombs. So in terms of top posts of all time, it has to do with terrorism, right? It's got to be about that or violence. It's gonna be a meme or fan art. I'm gonna go meme. Venti had a meme last time. These two came out very close together, so I'm gonna assume the communities are a little similar in that. Let's find out. Okay, I was getting a little worried that was a gameplay video, but that counts as a meme. It's got Kirby falling. It counts. It counts. That definitely counts. I like how now, you know, the Kirby falling part really reminds me. The Kirby falling part actually. You know, the Kirby falling part reminds me a lot of what happened in the latest Archon quest regarding a certain orange boy. I'm counting that as correct. Let's go on. Coincidentally, the next character we have is another Loli in Dio mains. You know, I should mention this early on. I'm really praying that all of the chibi model characters don't have any NSFW on their subreddits. But as for top post goes, Diona's very soon, so I'm gonna guess a tsundere fan art of her where she's like angry or something. I can't imagine it being a meme or even a build, so let's find out. Not angry? Hey, this was the same artist who did Chongyun and Jingcho's fan arts, right? For their top posts. I recognize the style, I think. Editing me, please go back and check. I don't know if this is correct. She doesn't look angry, but she's got the angered eyebrows, you know, the... So I'm gonna not count that, because last time I said, half wrong is still all wrong. Moving on. Yeah. Ha! Next up, we have a character who has a very special place in my account as well, just like Jean. He was one of my first C6 5 stars, except the peculiar thing is, he was a free-to-play C6 character that was accidental. You may be asking how and what's accidental. A couple years back when I was streaming on Twitch still, I really wanted Diluc and I wanted to lose the 50-50. I kept getting Childe in that banner during Inazuma. So now I have C6. Which isn't a bad thing, I do enjoy his playstyle often. He is Genshin emulator after all. Top post of all time, Childe fans are deranged. I'm gonna go meme or damage showcase, since his nuking abilities is still super good. I'm gonna go meme. I feel like the community is more focused on that nowadays. Oh, okay. Is this a copy pasta? I never would have gone this right. I never guessed this, but I guess I'm gonna have to read it. Oh my god, that's so long. Is this real? Okay, I'm gonna attempt to read all of this. Editing me. Remember to cut this video if this takes too long. Xiao is just a guy. But anyway, I was way wrong. I thought this was gonna be a copy pasta, but looks like this is all genuine. Not as I guess the fandom isn't as deranged as I thought. Alright, moving on. Next mains we got Xinyan. Xinyan was a very forgotten character by Bing Chillingverse for the longest time, and it felt really strange once they started adding her in a bunch of events. But that's not a bad thing. More screen time. I'm not against more screen time of her. For top posts of all time, just based on the last one we saw, it has to be appreciation post. It has to be. Xinyan isn't thought about often by the community at large, but I believe her core fanbase would like to highlight how great she is. Oh, fan art. I'm recognizing the same username. Unexpected. Unexpected to say the very least. I just noticed this artist has dominated the Leeway short characters subreddits so far, except Shangling's. She had a really cracked artifact. I guess I was wrong. Moving on.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember.
Next we got Zhongli. Oh my, yup. Okay. Hot take time. This isn't the top post, but I need to talk about this. Anyone who wants his Archon outfit, you know, the one and the statue where he's just wearing a hood, over this is wrong. You're wrong. You're literally bad. You're bad. This outfit is superior in all conceivable manners. Look at it. Look at the shoulder pads. Look at the Chinese aesthetic to it. Zhongli's normal outfit isn't very Chinese to begin with, but this one makes him feel like Captain Leeway. Tangent aside, top post has gotta be either a fan art or cosplay. I feel like picking fan art is a cop-out answer, especially since most of the subreddits from last video had them as top posts. However, in this case, I feel like it's very appropriate for Zhongli. A lot of people are thirsty over this guy, so it's either fan art or cosplay. But if I were really to narrow it down to one, I'm guessing fan art. Huh? Huh? Okay, this is a bit small on my monitor, hold on. This seems to be a build guide for Zhongli. Interesting. This is more of a hybrid build than anything else because Homa's there, and Homa, you know, gives a bunch of crit damage. I guess it gives HP too, which he, you know, scales. But what caught my eye instantly was his meatball having higher talent priority than his shield. Interesting. I mean, who doesn't like the meatball? Especially at Crown when it gets that full... Not minute. 3 seconds? 4 seconds? I don't remember. Anyway, it rounds to a nice number at Crown. Despite that, this is another top post type that I never would have guessed on a subreddit like this. I genuinely thought it would have been about the character rather than his kit. Before we go to the next one, I once saw one of these... infographics, I guess they're called. It was for Kokume, right? You know, Cake Ham herself. And for weapons, I shit you not. One of the weapon choices that they said was ideal on her, right? Was Favonia's Codex. You know, the weapon that requires a crit hit to generate particles on the character with a negative crit rate. I can't, it's just too unserious. They did not remember that fact. It's clear. And that got hella engagement on Twitter. That was so clown to me. So good. So good. Obviously not peer reviewed by any measure. Alright, let's keep going. Next we got the elevator operator barber victim, Albedo. For top posts of all time, I think fan art. Albedo's a character that I see often referred to as very pretty by his core fan base, and even by people who don't consider them Albedo mains. Look at his 2D hair. I'm not saying his in-game hair. Albedo has one of the nicest mains in the game. That's not true, not in the game. I mean, he has the nicest he has one of the nicest hairstyles. Not in-game. In-game D-Loop can relate. Alright, top post of all time, fan art. It's gonna be fan art. People like how the way he looks. He has really nice drip as well. It's gonna be fan art. I'm pretty confident in that. The one time, okay. I need to be completely honest. When making this video, I have a little spreadsheet, right? It has the hyperlink to each of the characters' submains, so I don't have to type it in, so I could spend less time editing and cutting footage out. But next to the hyperlinks, I have my predictions already made. Okay, don't get it twisted. I'm not cheating. I haven't checked the subreddit's top post before. That's why I get things wrong. Except T. Luke's. I cheated. You want to know why? But the point is, when making this for Albedo, I was like, what if it was about his hair in the game? No, that's way too specific, right? It's gotta be fan art. Technically, if we think about it, this is art made by a fan. It's an in-game model, which we counted was a different section in last video. However, that still is fan-made, and it's art. So that counts. This, if it was just this left side, that wouldn't count. A is art, but B, it's still not made by a fan. So that wouldn't count. However, this counts. Alright, moving on.
Hey! Huh? Yeah!
Next one we got is just like Venti. It's Ganyu mains, except without the mains, it's just r/Ganyu. That's what I meant by the Venti line. I realized how confusing that could sound afterward. But in terms of top posts, I'm nearly 1,000,000,000% it's gonna be fan art. I'd say it'd be a damage showcase about her, given how strong she was on launch. But a lot of people really do like Ganyu's design. A lot. There's this high chance it's NSFW fan art, but I'll explain why it's not going to be that when we get to Rosaria. Alright, let's go ahead and find out what the top post of all time for Ganyu mains is. Hey! That's really cute. That seems to be Cloud Retainer and Tiny Ganyu. Wait, didn't Cloud Retainer say something about her being like super chubby back then and how she was rolling down a hill like a ball? Lore inaccurate. No, I'm just kidding. This is really cute though. Alright, moving on. Next we got the Spacebar Boy. Just like Ganyu, tons of people do like Xiao's design, but a lot of people also like his gameplay. So, right now I'm torn between fan art and damage showcase. Specifically, C6 damage showcase. Because that's when he goes like this.
Left, right, left, right, left, right. Ooh, ah.
If I were to pick between the two, I'm going damage showcase. Just like his dad, he has an infographic. That means I was wrong. Let's go ahead and check it out. When was this made? In Zhongli's one, it said 1.5. And given that this one has characters like Albedo as the latest one, that must be 1.2? Interesting. I'm sure this is pretty outdated though. I see Bennett. Bennett makes sense. And I could be wrong, given I'm not a Xiao main. But Farazan works really well with him, no? I think that would be part of his quote-unquote best team. I think it'd be what, C4 gene, that's the animal resist down, Bennett, and Farazan, no? What, C6? Because she doesn't recharge ever. So that's, I feel like this might be a little outdated. Let's check when this was posted. This was 3 years ago. Yep, this must have changed. Interesting that would be top of all time still, considering that I assume it's outdated. Because think about it, what if you're a new player, right? And you go and you roll your fancy smancy new Kirito and you say, huh, how do you build Kirito? What's his best set? What's his best team? And then you see Albedo. Diona. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm sure they do help. Diona's got that increased speed, which would make him go really funny. But yeah. Okay, moving on. Next we got Tao mains, who I believe has the largest main subreddit at 103,000 members. So it's pretty hard to guess. Obviously a lot of people like Hu Tao because of personality and design and, dare I say, Japanese voice actor more than the other ones. But I also feel like it'd be Damage Showcase. Again, she was a top DPS for a while. Not anymore. So it's really tough to say. It really could be either or. It's a coin flip. But I'm gonna go Damage Showcase, because I think a lot of them would like fan art. However, a crazy fast Abyss Clear or something would go crazy. What? Wow, okay. I'm getting bad at this. Last time I said I was doing well, even though I didn't. But I forgot cosplay was an option. That makes a lot of sense in hindsight now. I can't believe I thought it was guaranteed either fan art or Damage Showcase and never, you know, broadened my horizon. But cosplay. I see. Moving on.
Hup, hup, tuh.
Alright, next we got Rosaria mains. For you new players, have a seat right there. I'm gonna share this funny short story with you. So, you might notice right over here, it says no NSFW content, no graphic. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that on YouTube. However, you get the point. The funny thing is, you see this number right here, 11k members? It didn't used to be that all the time. Rosaria mains used to have a smaller subreddit than Rosaria r/Rosaria NSFW. I know we saw the top post from Venti mains already, so it's not surprising, but that was a semi-big thing back there. More people were interested about her NSFW than her as a character and unit. So that I find very, very funny that NSFW isn't allowed on here. But with that being said, I still think that fan art is the top post of all time. Just not NSFW, I guess. Got him. Oh, does that count? It's art. You know, art, by definition, art can take a lot of different forms. It doesn't have to be just an image. This is what, a live wallpaper clock? It's still art. It's made by a fan. I'm counting it. Very unexpected that it would be a live wallpaper. Oh, I'm so dumb. I just noticed the title. By the way, I don't read a lot of the titles really. Because if you go back last time on Razor, it said that was a joke, and I clearly missed that. Alright, I'm counting that as right still. Alright, we only got 3 more. Today's video is a little bit shorter than last week's, because last week's we had 19 characters, and this week we got 14 characters.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yanfei, I think, is a little hard to place on what her top post will be, because when she came out, she wasn't super popular. I'm not saying she was disliked, but Eula really took the spotlight from her when they released together. So I don't know a ton on what it could be. Just throwing something completely out in the wind, I'm gonna guess, cosplay. Why not? Cosplay, yeah, let's do cosplay for once. This is the first time I'm picking that for one of these videos. No, I picked that for Zhongli, didn't I? What? Kind of base, kind of really base for a top post. So far, I haven't been ranking them, but I've been keeping track. This might be the best top post for a sub. This might be the best top post for a sub main so far. I mean, just look at it. It's so simple. It's her in-game model. Just looking around, looking all pudgy like. I'm glad I was wrong on that one. I'm glad I didn't see that one coming. Speaking of Eula, next we got
Yep.
Colon. Dancer. Colon. Eula is a very, very, very popular character. I mean, look at her subs, 60k mains. It's not Hu-Tao popular, but still. Eula has a lot of simps. So, given that, I am pretty sure it can be a fan art. However, Eula also has one of the highest, if not the highest, damage ceilings in the game. You know, those 2 million damage plus. I think I saw like a 5 million before at some point. When I say damage ceiling, I mean nuking. I don't mean like Novalite, where he can just output tons of damage per second. However, between the two predictions, I'm gonna guess damage showcase. It's gonna be some giant number. I'm expecting it. It's gonna be a 7-digit number, and it's gonna have a lot of upvotes. What? I never ever. Wait a minute. Wait. This is only the second time we ever saw another character in a fan art on top post, right? The last time was in Kaching mains. Well, unless you count Cloud Retainer and Ganyu, but wow, okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. That's really nice though. As we'll get to when we get to Raiden, I have a surprise. All right, moving on. Babuba mains. Remember when Kabuba first came out? People were saying he's bad, he's worse than Venti. Expensive sucrose. Man, were they wrong. Holy hell, this guy is so good. Luckily, I wasn't one of those people who doom posted about him when he came out. Just like the brain dead 1.0 Bennett D tier. Anyway, this could be really a lot of things. Kazuha fans like nearly every single aspect about him. His characterization, his design, his theme, his play style, how smooth it is, his support capabilities, just everything really. Will fan art be the top post this time? Yeah, I'm gonna guess fan art. Okay. Oh, I've seen this video. If you haven't, I'm gonna full screen this and shut up. And I'll turn off my webcam for this. This video is really cool. I told you, didn't I? Honestly, really cool usage of him standing on the water with his Q. That's it just looks really good. Obviously, there's a filter over it. It won't look like this if you play it in game. But my only complaint. Did you notice what sword he was using? Let's pause real quick. You see that? I know the video's not super high resolution, but that's ugly Sting. Yuck! Obviously this video was made before a story quest came out, so that means his sword wasn't actually out yet. But come on, Amenoma would have looked way better. But anyway, it's still a really good video. That'll do it for this week's batch. Alright, thank you so much for watching once again. I did pretty bad this time. Granted, there were only 14 characters this time, I think. So how did you do? Comment below if you played along. If you didn't, I hope I still entertain you a bit. But next week, we'll be doing Inazuma's patch. So that would mean, what, 2.0 to whenever Hazel came out. I think he was the last Inazuma character that was released before Sumeru. So if you enjoyed the video, please do like, it helps a lot. Subscribe so you don't miss future videos. If you're feeling generous, channel membership helps the channel a lot. And don't forget, join the Discord. We got hella lapdom emotes. And am I missing anything? Oh, right. I forgot to do this in the last video. But what I wanted to say was, subscribe or I'll come to your house and murder you! For legal reasons, this is a joke. Alright, bye.